FPX picking a Viper here is super, super interesting. They're starting on defense, and I'm wondering, obviously, they have confidence in this Angel going for something out of left field once again. It's gonna be hard. I mean, DRX's attack side is so crazy good in terms of getting space with their jet, their executes, finding so much value and so many different looks as well. No matter what site you're going to, Buzz is going in a different direction, finding a different path. And it all comes down to this for FPX.
Remember, tournament champions just a little bit ago, now putting everything on the line with a Viper on Haven. Heavy the crown, but steady the vision as they turn their attention over towards Haven. One map to potentially send them home or to send us to Fracture.
And DRX is starting off with what Benkai said, the bread and butter. Buzz going to lead the charge, and they're hitting the C site.
There are a couple of members here. See the fault line through. Buzz has already gotten up, though. Angel on the trade.
Ooh.
He manages to get a second. But he's been overwhelmed. He's been outnumbered. Sax is going to get the spike down. All he has is a little bit of utility left. Mako throwing the shoulder. Artist on the other side to swing. Timing is great.
He's still got one, though.
And the spam is fire, too. But you're right. He did manage to get one.
It's planted for Mako here down long. They have no smokes to cover him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't have anything.
He's
just got one smoke up.
This is actually very doable here for Mako.
Didn't manage to get it to half. Mako repositioning, creeping his way forward.
I heard that.
Taking any inch that he could possibly get. A shout. Zipan try to keep them back. Zipan got it to half. Zipan gets the kill, and he's gonna get FPX first round.
And that plan also not even close to where that one way was going down, so that didn't provide any value.
Yeah, it felt really far out.
Yeah. That's DRX classic, actually. They like to get the low plant spot. And while we have the DRX stat on the line as well, you do have to note FPX. The only time they've played this internationally with their starting five was against Paper X in the grand finals, and they lost that one. They were relying on it a lot at Copenhagen during groups when they had their sub, Cider. So pulling it out at the last moment here, knowing DRX is going to pick it into you.
Artist holding mid with Marshall. No armor on the side of DRX whatsoever. The swing is just clean. Manages to get away, too.
Difficult to actually get this plant down, given the decay that's going through, but no utility spent to deny.
Dude, Artist is so bold to continue killing. Look at DRX, they fully send in!
Artist, what?
But Artist has gotten 3, and now he's close by. Artist with 4 on the round!
He picked up the frenzy too and just made quick work with the rest of them, just jumped in behind them. What a play from DRX. Taking surprise to the next level.
But no one surprises Artist. Still has that Marshall. And for him, he was re-challenging him, but they never look at him. And when they finally do, it's too late.
There's too many people on that side. The swap is clean too. Did actually end up swapping off that Marshall. And note, the Viper pit or the Viper wall that they're using is to control this A side, short and sewers, but also B.
Yeah.
And there's no fade to use the C's to combine with the nade, but it's still getting put down by Zipan to control this A lobby. And they've got full of it.
And it puts Artist in such an aggressive spot into short. You can challenge that so easily.
Meanwhile, you could also see the orb that Sugetsu's putting down is top C on that garage. It's a one-way for them, an Angel to just rip off the split. DRX love to go for these C splits.
And Zipan seems to be wise to it. You see him playing just outside of garage. First gun round for DRX. They still have a lot of tools at their disposal.
50 seconds in, and Angel has not put a new smoke down. Used the first one at A lobby. And since then, he hasn't used them, so they're going to be there for this hit, but Sugetsu's just rotated off.
Yeah, and you can tell Angel was thinking about it too. Prowler into garage, the cloud burst, that should draw the rotation back. There's that one way that you were just mentioning, and Buzz just fully goes into it, challenges what's on the other side, but RB just rips him to shreds.
Shao's going for it even more.
RB on the spam, he's gotten 3 on the round, but Shao's gonna have to do it by himself. A 1v3, and no, DRX find their first.
That's a really good job of DRX, actually. Not necessarily themselves being proactive at pulling the rotations, but being able to pull the rotations based on the information you're giving FPX there. Eventually, they find a timing where Sugetsu's not close. Yes, there's a molly landing at their feet. But the drone that came out of Shao from the A-Link outside of B only spotted one, and that called the rotation over because he was working his way up B. And usually when you see a lurker coming up towards B, you're expecting an A hit.
Turret up here as they try to control mid. So you get to wait and see if anyone's going to peek forward. Anyone dare challenge that area of the map. Note here, RB has his ultimate. And that is exactly where they're going to head back to.
DRX always with such good ideas with their Killjoy ults. And remember, no breach in this comp, so it can't be broken easily.
Artis is so far up. 2 shots already through, space given away, but Buzz creeps forward. It's actually Sugetsu who's able to hold the line for now. You see the fault line go right beside him as Sugetsu gets a second. Sacks in a 1v3, and there's nothing doing there.
That's the type of round you want if you're FPX with this Viper. Just easily picking them apart. You saw how Artis and Angel in the last round have so much staying power in the back of sight there. Just because you're playing a Viper. And just because you have that auxiliary one-way that's going up. And yeah, I think you gotta call an early timeout here. You didn't really get a chance outside of the freeze time at the beginning of the game to discuss what's possible. Now you see it. Now you see how Sugetsu is using his utility. So the first chance for Glow to really come up with a on-the-fly game plan. You need to call an on-the-fly game plan here.
It's been an area of comfort for the Korean representatives before. We'll see if they can do it again. They find themselves down 2 rounds early in the face of this composition that is, again, very uncommon, very unconventional, very unheard of.
Yeah, you're interrupting his vlog. The fans trying to get behind the DRX squad, behind the Koreans.
What is the response? Remember, they still have RB's ultimate. So you see now, they've got Mako's too, but the buy's not going to be great.
It's a really difficult time, actually, now that we see the ults back online as well, to come up with a game plan and at the same time be thinking about how to counter the pit that Sugetsu has up. He's running all the way towards A. And there's more than just that. Zippon has his ult, Angel has his ult too. Last time on the Eco, DRX went straight into B, and looks like they want to do the exact same thing.
And they're going to walk in for free too. They're also going to challenge Link. You see the paranoia out. Buzz has to give some of the space back. Mako gets the spike down.
That paranoia just basically cancels the one-way attempt. What is that smoke thrown on the left side there in the cubby?
Wild post-plant positions. See DRX expecting the aggression, expecting the flank in through garage. Has to spam through, and yeah, using the stairs to drop utility. Showstopper, Zipan up top, he gets zest! Now the spam's starting to come through. Xiao gonna try to hold it, Angel taking damage. But Xiao's just gonna hold it the entire way. There's no challenge! There's nobody that's able to get him off! And Angel pushes forward! Gets a couple of kills! How are there 2 people alive at the end of that?
I know FPX won the round, but I'm losing my mind trying to understand what just happened at the end there. Did Mako get a 3K with 1 shot? Look at this. Oh, it was Angel first. Obviously missing the follow-up spray and then the double. Wow. That's pretty impactful. Hey, look at FPX's money. It's not that good. Sugetsu with just the Phantom. And don't forget, they got the pit out that time. So, huge switch in ultimate power now. To DRX's side, they got the breach ult.
Hey, they have 4. They have 4 ults.
Very much known to use that breach ult over towards A. But I wonder if they're hesitant to approach that side because of the Viper wall. They really haven't.
They haven't tested those waters at all, you're right. know, maybe even that just being up is enough to dissuade them.
Well, they're not going to ignore it the entire game. Molly to clear out RB. It's a little trap here. His Phantom's definitely going to stick out. Has to turn it to the left.
Ah, there's nowhere to go.
He's alive.
Good night. But 20 HP.
Hey, I'd be rather 20 HP than dead.
Yeah.
And they didn't get any information about that either. I think they must have some inkling because of how aware, and I mean, they've got 3 players basically watching it. Artist, meanwhile, got the op and is just looking down C-Long, has his garage control as well with the trademark. So they're set up for it. Here's the breach ult. FPX, there's nobody actually getting hit by this except for Shao up heaven. The fast retake is on.
You see double paranoias, as you're right, they swing right through. FunPlus has gotten behind enemy lines first. Zip on the trade. No, not able to do anything. Shao drops to his death as he tries to challenge from heaven. And now Artis with an op in a 1v4. He's got to save that thing.
Oh, and he hears it.
The hunt,
RB.
yeah, the hunt is on. RB, who ate the molly at the beginning of the round, is oh.
Yeah, but that's information now. He's definitely saving. Look, Stacks immediately chasing. Mako.
Teleport's ready.
Not going to continue, actually. They're not going to continue to pursue.
Yeah, how bold do they get in this? They have some time still.
Either way. That was one. FPX was very prepared for that round. And DRX still brute forces their way through. The Rolling Thunder clears the site. And they follow up with pounds of might. Every single player ready to fight that. That paranoia from Angel did not find value. The dart as well from Shao, which was trying to combo them together. See, missed Buzz. The dart's up at that time, but nobody's getting tagged. It's broken at this point. And Shao was just way too late because he was the guy who got breach ulted. So happy to eat it, but he's expecting his teammates to find value, and that's why he's committed to that dive. Meanwhile, still, I mean, they didn't really spend that much either. RB still has his Killjoy ult. And here's the first time they're challenging this A control.
The nade, the dart. They're able to clear some of it out.
The early presence that FPX has been getting inside of A lobby now negated.
DRX, you're right, pushing into this. Artis with the op.
They're rotating.
And he's starting to pull back into A. I mean, they have 4 here.
It's for the most part, it's an eco. Just Artis with the op, so setting up for this, and don't forget, they don't have that massive coverage of the ult this time.
You're right, but Shao's here too, and he's got a Spectre. He's got something. Oh, and Artis does too!
Right before the flash.
What a shot. The second a warning, the paranoia. But they're committing it as Mako is ulted. The wall. The only thing keeping him back, and Mako gets the kill. How have they gotten this? You mentioned that it was just an eco. But that seems to work out for FPX just fine.
I mean, Mako TP'd right next to Artis, and Artis didn't even look. And they still win the round. The guy who was potentially going to be the real big problem. Yeah, Mako's right behind him.
Literally behind him.
I mean, I've heard Finesse talk about how difficult it is to hear these Omen ults. But that just brings it to another level. Wow.
Perhaps assumed he was in heaven or something.
Well,
yeah.
Also, Angel just ulted right before. So maybe that's a little confusing. A combination here with the Hunter's Fury. Off rip. They tried to paranoia from B, but look at Angel.
Mako's in trouble. Mako's in trouble. Mako's been spotted. The heavy aggression in A pays off for FPX as they're not done yet. Angel swinging around. The blades don't land, but Zest's bullets do.
Shao's still here too.
A 4v2 is Buzz and Zest remain.
And Sugetsu's got his orb up. Look at this. It is brutal.
There's that one way that you were mentioning. Sugetsu holds the line around his utility.
Brutal. Just brutal from FPX. That was a really nice play. Not only do they have the setup with the Hunter's Fury at the beginning of the round, which is happening right before this, that gives them the space in A main, but on top of it, look at Angel. He's literally down in mid right now. And if they weren't diligent with the Fade utility there, he's getting 2 more easily. And it's an early second timeout used from DRX, their last of the game, and we're only round 9. Only round 9.
Perhaps a Hail Mary being called here, something. But for them to be using this timeout this early in the map.
And it's only 4 rounds down. I think the big thing is obviously still trying to figure out exactly how to play against this complete audible thrown out by FPX on this map. This Viper pick, we haven't seen direct value too much except for maybe that last round, but it's causing a lot of problems indirectly on other sides of the map with the utility that Sugetsu's providing his teammates and how DRX have mentally approached this. Shifted, I mean, a lot of that. Remember, that prior round before this was the first time they really took a lobby control at the beginning of the round. And then they get punished for trying to do it again. Mako getting caught completely alone in that last round.
The buy for DRX, not great. They do have some key ultimates to work with. But Buzz doesn't have Blade. I mean, they really have very little here.
Stacks back up, but they're going to force a retake here immediately.
Buzz pushing his way forward. This feels a bit reckless, and while that's really the only decision DRX have here, look at that. Just waiting on the other side. Frenzy finds value. First kill going in favor of DRX.
I mean, talk about reckless. It's Angel, of course, the king of recklessness.
Defend, swinging around, and RB finds another one with the Bucky that was picked up off of Angel. How much more can he find? He's still dancing around, but Xiao and Artis clean him up. There's still a shot at this, but they're so far up.
They don't know there's too many close.
Oh, and Cess is the only one further down. They don't know that Buzz is here. Oh, the shots don't land. Buzz is not able to get any of it. That could have been bad.
But it should have been a round 2 for them. Remember, they won a light buy already, and they get it close again. This time it's because the gamble in the direction that they're going at the beginning of the round works out. It's only Sugetsu. But there was so much that worked well. The Bucky RB had, up close and personal. And then the wraparound from Buzz, good too. Ooh.
That was clean up from Xiao. Again, another setup to challenge A.
Look at this wall, it's different.
Wall. Yep.
All the way down mid, and that's a huge threat. Given that the Killjoy turret that RB's been placing always is looking for that mid walk down. Now they have to body check it, and they didn't even realize until now.
But they're gonna challenge it.
Here.
No clue what's on the other side of this right now. Finally, the Prowler clears it, so it's all safe.
At least a little bit of it.
At this point, though, it doesn't really give FPX any more value.
Zipman has ult here. You gotta be careful. They're all in there. The paranoia. There's the ult! RB's done. Ooh. Rolling Thunder through.
Almost
but
dodged.
Was he able to get past it? No. Sugetsu tucked, safe. He's so patient. Waiting, baiting his team, and anticipating the flank out. And Sugetsu gets 4.
It is getting overwhelming. These rounds out from FPX. And it's not the rounds you expect.
He walked into him. He bumped him.
It's the gun round where they're dominating. It's the light buys that DRX is putting something together. And it's to the point now that DRX is going to force every round. More stingers out, pit down long C.
They're once again going to push into A.
Look at Sugetsu, he's going all the way down his pit right now. If there's anything committed here to this A hit, he's flanking fast.
Buzz is tucked up in a tiny corner. Remember, RB still has that ult, by the way. Had it for a few rounds now. They're going to use a drone for him to swing, but they don't know someone's on the other side. He's got to be patient. He's got to be careful. A judge waiting, but it's too far away.
He gets out too.
They had the trap set up.
And look at the hesitancy from DRX to walk past this wall in short. There's just too much threat on the other side of it. Finally it falls, but at this point, starting to rotate back. RB has no space to actually use his ult in a significant manner there. And because they got the pick, perfectly comfortable to sit back now.
There's just so much control. Even if you take a Rod, you're going to have to clear him out somehow.
Don't forget, Zipan has his nade here too to deny the plant. With 30 seconds left, it's dangerous.
30 seconds left.
Backs up, gives the space. There's a nade that you were just mentioning. The satchel too.
RB's off
Just
it.
to be sure. RB's managed to get one with the judge, and he is going to get the spike down. What a shot out from Zipan, dude. He's been outrageous. Seth's down is so weak. Finally, we see that ult used. And Sugetsu has abandoned the pit. He's starting to challenge over on site. RB has fallen. Zipan has gotten another. Saxon Zest so weak. Saxon, he's going to have so much before him. Oh, and it's a quick shot out from Artis. A sleight of hand goes his way. We had a lot of questions around the Viper pick into Haven, and well, it seems to be working.
And it's funny too because I was with Benkai on the desk. The first thing I was thinking about was how you're approaching the attack side. And there's clear value to it on that half. 9-2 already. And this is looking very far gone for DRX so far. And again, let me remind you, even if they start a little comeback in the second half, they have no timeouts that entire time.
They're flying blind. Early paranoia. And again, a fight for a main. Angel's going to take long, and he's going to continue to push alongside Zipan. While DRX really not interested in that right now. They have the alarm about to cover and make sure there's no flank coming around. They can focus more so on C here.
Smoke just put down on B might deter them a little bit more. But there is a lot of presence here for FPX over towards A.
They might rotate back.
Plenty of opportunities still to decide what to do. 1 minute left. But the thing for FPX is they're committing so many bodies on this side. The flank will have to come fast if they commit anywhere else other than A.
I don't think it's probably not going to be that one way once again, man. The one way is so good.
And the slow shuts it down. Nobody's following up with that. Oh!
Okay.
Maka with 2 huge entries.
He's weak. He's going to ult. He's going back sight. They have full sight control.
But look at the flank.
Spike planted.
I think RB's utility just went down, so I'm not sure they're really aware of this. It's triple flanking right now going on.
The drone to clear out garage. You see the smoke instantly as a response, while the rest of them are going to try to make their way down long. But there's utility there. Zipan's already gotten one.
Huge drone too.
How much more can he find? Smoke's concealing the positions of the remaining DRX players. This FPX has to go forward. The tap, the swing, Zest holds it. But Xiao, can he do it himself? A 1v2 utility in his face, but he manages to dodge it. The halt was there too to give him away.
What a spray through the box there from Zest and Stacks too, just committing to it. And a solid idea from FPX, but it just does not work out. DRX, it's 9-3.
9-3, the one way was good, the comp is good, FPX looks good. Let's throw it down to the desk.
Thanks so much, guys. An absolutely dominant half by FPX on DRX's map pick. One player I think we should talk about, Mimi, though, is Sugetsu.
Yeah, I mean, this guy comes out and makes a crazy choice in pulling out the Viper here, but has looked really incredible with it.
He's just been utterly dominant. Like, this defending half from him, the trigger discipline as well to be able to scoop up that 4K over at C, just tucked into the corner. DRX just getting a little bit sloppy. They don't check for it whatsoever, and Sugetsu is able to just go ahead and take complete control of the round. I love the setups. The one ways there to cut off garage vision and everything just to make easy pickings for artists. Look fantastic. My biggest question, though, is how is this going to look? How are they going to pilot on the attack?
Yeah, so especially on this round 5, which I like to call the battle of the minds, you know, after they took that tech pause, I believe FPX would have said that they didn't have enough A-long control and they were anticipating DRX to hit A, but DRX made the counter call to go into B with that round. But FPX just had such a strong retake protocol on that, and it's the first time we really see the Viper's pit used in a retake.
Yeah, and that's a big question, Seth, as we look ahead towards the second half. How will the Viper play out on the attack? It's been a while since we've seen Viper played on this map when we get over to that side. And the big question is, what are they going to do? Because for DRX, they tend to be really heavy when they play this defense on holding down extremity control, holding down a lobby. This is where Buzz is getting most of his kills on this map. But now, you kind of have to change the style that you're playing when you're up against DRX, because I think their priority is going to be, when you're up against FPX on this comp, because their priority is going to be getting that spike down, playing the post point that's super potent with that Viper, and also having the opportunity to play strong with the lurk game when you have that agent in the mix.
Yeah, curious to see how this one's going to go down. I looked back. This is the first time that FPX have ever run Viper on this map, so it's already been a long time since we've seen it generally played on Haven, but it's a first look for FPX. So far, it's strong. We have to see how the attack goes.
Yeah, but I just want to be able to see like more use of the agents in terms of elevation on the side of FPX, because they have the Raze, the Omen, and the Chamber. All three agents can just get up onto high places and just play like really uncomfortable angles against DRX. So
Well, let's get into the second half of the map. Let's throw it back to Doug and Bala.
I am frothing at the mouth, chomping at the bit of the possibility of fracture. And I know we're not quite there yet, but we're so bloody close, Bala. FPX have to be able to close this map out in order to get there, and it certainly seems like there's the potential. We're gonna get to see this Viper on attack and what they have cooked up. You see that wall towards A already, and they're just gonna challenge right into it. They're sending 3 into the lap of Artis. He's only able to get 1 as he's blindsided by Buzz.
And already you see the autonomy that Buzz needs on this side that Dedesk was mentioning, and Mako as well, cleaning up this A lobby control that FPX started with.
I'm liking that aggression out from DRX already. Mako's gonna get spammed through, counting his lucky stars that he stays alive.
And he goes for even more. That was risky, but doesn't get punished. The advantage now for DRX, and already the biggest tool in the kit for FPX with this comp, that Viper. At least the uncommonality of it.
Sure.
Certainly gone at this point. So the pivot is in for Angel. He's already used one of his smokes to smoke off that alarm bot. But that means no smokes available here. And he's bought a Sheriff too, so that's not coming up for another 40 seconds.
Xiao choosing to hold onto the drone and them just contact in.
Zip on top. Evens it out. Equality immediately. And the spike planted too. This guy has been so good. They're going for a setup to bait. All 3 players up close though.
Xiao and Angel close by. Angel looking around. Xiao may be first contact here. As the leader for FPX has to check every single angle his way. And he lands the first right in between the eyes. Looking for the second, dancing around the utility. Oh! It's actually Xiao who's in trouble. But Xiao gets it down to 1v1. It doesn't land. Stacks, you're right. A bit ahead of the play.
And not to state the obvious, but that was unbelievably necessary here for DRX. And it was so close. That aftershock was huge. All 3 players, remember, they were playing tight. All of them close. Zip on top of that box. Can't do anything there. Has to get off, and that's why Stacks easily takes him down. And back to that same wall. This one. I mean, this is flashback to 2021 Reykjavik.
Remember the disrespect that DRX showed this wall in the previous round. Fully sending 3. This time, a bit more tempered, a bit more metered.
I mean, remember, Artis was there. That could have been easily 2 kills for Artis. So you don't want to be taking that risk every single time. Keep him on your toes.
You see the man on your screen right now, the only one with a weapon, trying to keep DRX on their toes, the stinger in his hand.
Angel with the Sheriff again. And he's gone. Angel's gone.
Yeah.
And I like how Artis, you know, goes for the knife on the, on the Prowler. But they do get all the way up here, and you actually have Zest rotating off, so Buzz alone with just the Bulldog. The nice thing about it, he's avoiding and completely ignoring the wall.
Nice shots out from Zest. Oh man, he wanted more. He got a little greedy, he got a little hungry, but they're still finding space. Sugetsu still has that stinger.
Get that Bulldog too. It might be on top of the box. Yeah, Xiao not able to recover it, so it's just Sugetsu.
Just a bit far, and remember, he's weak. He's got to get into an aggressive position to really maximize the value of that weapon.
And he has to bait. for the player in the corners to get to. I like that they're going heaven. Maximize the range here. Wait, that missed. It missed.
On the drop, he's still concealed behind.
He's in the cubby.
Wall. The spam is there, but he still holds his nerve. He's patient, but there was way too much. He had chances, but he took none of them.
And look, the fact that the 3 players of DRX there in that retake are so aware of that little cubby that's being put in there with the Viper wall is a really good sign. The little halftime discussion that they had about what exactly could come out from FPX with it already finding dividends. That's not what they were able to do on that first half. It took them a long time to adapt.
Well, the thing is, even if you manage to fall for that one, surely there's no way you fall for it again. The fact that they've seen it, no value was found from it is massive. See an exchange of utility, and again, DRX continue to challenge this wall in A. Look at how far up Buzz is. Look at how far up Mako is. He's already cleared it. And a Prowler through.
Nobody here on this site. They've got a 180 turret to spot when they do hit the C side, but it's going to be way too late at that point. So they have to do a 5v5 retake on their bonus, where they're already disadvantaged. Also, note that trip by Artis. It's very, very off. And Angel could potentially swing with it if he's there in time, and I think he might just be. He just put down a smoke back on Garage, and no, he's not working his way back, so early warning system's not going to do that much.
Well, actually, Angel's back. He paranoias, and he's just going to get away. Tuck tail, try to stay alive. He sees the other paranoias swing right by him. Artis now has arrived. Reinforcements found! So much reinforcements, Artis falls. Can Angel do anything here? Nothing. You mentioned the concerns around the bonus, and every single shot seems to be going wide for FPX. It's dependent on 1v4, he swings around! Oh, but he only gets one.
If he takes down Zest there, that's a 1 round.
1000%.
And he was so close, look at the HP. Zest has 30 HP. Zipon was so close. And they do convert the bonus. This was a problem for them. Before we took our little break, when they played their game against Fnatic, it's converting these bonuses. All right.
Oh boy.
We got the new spray in the game, and it's featured here in the crowd. 9-3 curse, is it real?
Might be a bit too early to say, but DRX sure are making believers out of a lot of people.
They forced FPX to call their first timeout, and I made a big deal about the fact they didn't have a timeouts of their own, and it's really important that they're doing this, forcing these ones out from FPX, because it gives a chance for Glow to instill a sense of game plan on this side. I think the nice part about switching the defense here for DRX is those game plans are a lot more fluid. It doesn't necessarily matter what FPX is throwing at you on attack. You're adapting to every individual hit.
Sure.
And not an entire multiply, like all sites are getting affected by Sugetsu.
Right. Certainly allows you to dial in a bit more to what you're seeing. Again, you heard during that timeout, the DRX fans, they're rolling deep, they're loud, but there's still so much work to go.
And FPX investing a decent amount here. Everybody with light armor. And remember what that costed them on Icebox. They got into a really weird situation when it came down to the gun rounds. So they have to find value here. They have to eat into the bank of DRX. And that's a great way to start it. Zipon all the way down. Short control has completely used this wall to its full effect, but look at the counter from DRX.
A 3-man flank through mid.
Trademark's gonna spot it, but they are all the way committed. Do they have some protocol to hold this back? And is it going to weaken their actual retake hold in their post plan?
Look at how far Zipon is. And he's got his ultimate. They're going to see this flank attempt re-emerge as Artis tries to hold the line by himself. Viper's pit used from Sugetsu. A deep one too. And Zipon might be the trap that's laid. He's now pushing his way forward into the mid, repositioning as he's expecting the retake come through, and Artis re-challenges, but he goes Icarus, he flies way too close to the sun. Mako and Zest getting 2 massive kills. Spike ticking away, Buzz finds one, the pit should go down, and they just get destroyed.
Again, no value found from a quite decent investment. All 5 players light armor again, a stinger bot. The ult there from Sugetsu used as well. And it won't net the same result. Thankfully, their loss bonus is quite high at this point.
The second challenge up from Artist, man.
Whew. The thing with the Viper's Pit there is everybody who's within that Viper's Pit is not able to help. So you notice that haunt lit up 2 players. Those are the players who are not expecting to be able to have to deal with the haunt on their own. Because that pit is down, you can tell it's not as rehearsed for FPX.
They haven't really shown anything different out of this wall from Sugetsu either. I think every round on attack has been that one.
Sure, but there's still so many layers on top of it still to deal with. Shock Dart to clear out. Angel's on top as well. They're double pushing the high.
Paranoia to clear out A-Link.
They've cleared the site at this point.
Yeah.
And don't forget, there is so much post-plant here.
Yeah, Xiao's Hunter's Fury, Zipan's ult too. And look at Artis, once again going on the flank. And the timing is going to work out, isn't it?
Oh!
Zipan finds nothing, but again, Artis' flank is everything. Oh gosh, missed a couple of shots there, but Buzz finds 3.
The defuse is getting stuck right now. The mollies are, only one is out. Second one going out now, but they could easily stick this through. Xiao still with the ult though.
They've gotten it to half. The layers are there.
He's going for it.
Buzz is going to try to do it. They bait out the Hunter's Fury. Time is not plentiful here. Buzz trying to dance around it, but he's going to take too much damage. He has to pull off every single time.
They're sticking!
There's no way.
They got it!
They dealt with every layer thrown their way.
DRX making a quick case in the second half that they are definitely still here to play, definitely still here to close out this match. What a round from Buzz. Oh my goodness, that shot on Artis. And the final nail in the coffin stacks as well. The failsafe.
Crack them down.
DRX, so close to tying it up right now. So close to making the case. And this Viper was absolutely not fruitful.
What a comeback, man. That's just insane.
The resiliency shown by this team throughout this tournament, with the exception of one series, the Loud series, has been ridiculous for a team that has gone through so much trials and tribulations in terms of late tournament pressure getting to them.
And the tragedy that often ensues around those moments. Mako repositioning around the nade. He's going to spot so many players. He's going to spot so much utility, and that's a spike. The Paranoia out, and it's going to hit so many members. It stalled it, but Angel goes forward again by himself, and he dies. Artis is taking Garage. Nothing. No shot is landing from FPX. DRX seem incapable of doing wrong, and it just continues. Mako with the shock dart in his lap gets 4.
And the game is all tied up. That right there, classic DRX round. There's just so much good utility to break up the hit from FPX. Yeah, the Paranoia's coming through. There's the fault line to stun Zipon. He's alone. Angel gets flashed by Stacks there. Moments before Mako goes out and swings. And they know what's about to happen. They know they just tied up the game. And forced an eco here. This is the chance for them to take the lead.
You want to play? Let's play.
6 rounds in a row. For DRX, you see now why this is the map that they chose, why they feel comfortable here. Buzz with the op, and they're going to challenge him. Artis has a Tour Force on the other side. The Prowler cleared out, no shot fired. Oh, and Buzz misses, but he's going to re-challenge. He has no choice otherwise. And they're all flashed up. They can't see a dang thing. Oh my gosh, Buzz gets another. It's all there. All hail King Buzz. Long may he reign.
Just shutting down every single approach. And remember what I said about DRX and how they're interrupting the op ability of Artis. FPX is doing the same thing to Buzz, but he still does not care.
Unreal. Buzz is a bloody demon. The lead is gone.
And we just came back from halftime. I mean, that feels like 2 minutes ago. Look at this. Nade combo in the back with the Viper Molly, and Buzz just moves out of the way. There's too many gaps on these executes that Buzz is ripping apart. And Angel's stunned.
Wide-eyed.
Just stunned. DRX is 3 rounds away from achieving the best performance from a Korean team since our very first global tournament. 3 rounds away from tying Newturn at the very, very first Reykjavik. Their best result. They already hit that notch. And they're trying to take it 1 notch further. Still not over. This FPX team has shown so much magic throughout this tournament and against this team. And the crowd trying to hype them up a little bit because they need it. Not a single round won so far on this attack side. Not a single round.
Just what a performance from DRX. And again, FPX seem historically comfortable in these situations with backs against the ropes with nothing really but survival before them. And it's just been nothing this half.
There's an easy way to push Buzz off the angle. And DRX look like they want to try to fight back against the wall, which they haven't really done so far. They've been really relying on fighting the execute that gets thrown out. That's cautious from FPX to use that dart to clear out Buzz potentially on the backside of those bricks. He's in a very artist-esque position right now.
Speaking of which, you see him on the mini-map playing towards B with the Prowler, getting a little bit of info. And they're going to rotate back into him. But the thing is, there's an alarm bot on the other side that Truly's heard at this point. Angel still has some utility, so they can try to smoke it out.
They're going for that same TP satchel up play from Zipon.
Shock Dart didn't clear it out. Artist has to do it himself.
And we've been here before. This time, the utility in the post plan is significantly less. No Hunter's Fury, only 1 Molly. No ult from Zipon either. They have to play on site.
Who's the catalyst for FPX? Who stops the bleeding? Who's the Band-Aid?
Where are you?
First shot fired, Buzz with the op, still holding things out. Oh my gosh, I thought that was a hit. Artist is repositioned. Xiao has found one on his S. Buzz creeping forward. Xiao still close by, blades in his back pocket.
Ollie's out.
Mako has gotten into half, and he's gonna stick it the whole way. He's just gonna stick it the whole way! FPX looked lost. They looked befuddled.
1 enemy remaining.
And I think they are scratching their head because where did that Molly go? Sugetsu definitely fired it off. Maybe he used it really early. But I think it just missed entirely. It went over to the left. You just saw it get used. He's using it to try to delay them getting in the sight rather than...
And the post one.
2 rounds now. And you've seen it so many times on their face. The reactions from FPX, they just have no clue what to do.
And that's a scary place to be, man.
Angel's ulted. He's all the way up in heaven right now. And the aggression from DRX right now might get punished. The drone to push him back, they have to go through that wall. And they can't retreat. There's no way forward.
He's so bold! Buzz uses the blades. Xiao close by. Yeah, the spike's been planted, but Xiao's in a world of hurt. Oh my gosh. It was ugly, but that's okay. It works out.
And the trades are huge, but they're coming fast behind them.
They're flanking the flankers. Sugetsu's there, and he's gonna put 2, but no! Zest is wise to it! Artist has managed to get 1, and he's gonna be flanking around. Angel's not around. Artist has to do it himself. A 1v3, a fault line before him, and the spam is good for Zest.
Match, series, point. Korea strong, DRX strong, fighting their hardest to make it to that podium finish, something that has eluded them their entire careers. And it is one round away. DRX is one of the most consistent teams at making it to global events, but so often they fall. Finally, last chance in modern VCT. And they're making history.
And they're making a play. 2 down mid. A little bit of early aggression, a little bit of early space denial. You've got Buzz holding that window too. Oh, you can feel the tension building. It's all just on the other side of this scope. Ninja's no longer around. Buzz's shot's gonna miss, but he's gonna proc the dash. Takes another and gets away. A 4v4.
Equality achieved, but no space except for Artist. Look at him, all the way up.
And he has a chance to find so much value here. But Buzz on the other side, keeping things back. Artist 2, just there. No, just 1. No magic. No Artist. Sugetsu and Xiao, the dynamic duo for FPX in this 2v3.
And they're walking into a stack of Killjoy utility here.
30 seconds left.
And RB, who's blossomed so much in this role, in this tournament. But DRX mere moments away from putting them down. You see it, RB.
He has help.
Yes, he does. And it's massive help too. The challenge is there, they're gonna swing right into it. They both fall! DRX has done it! They usurp the throne, take down FPX, and a